Dal Cielo made the lead at the 100 metres. Marky Mark and Ricanto's running on with Strata Lady. Battle Time still there, but they're going to get another one. And it's Dal Cielo. Dal Cielo wins the Haunui Farm Diamond Stakes. Just winning everything inside here. Lauren Tate's there with Saki Soldier. It's Rising Romance in front at the 100 metres. Saki Soldier's trying hard with Lauren Tate. Saki Soldier and Rising Romance, they hit it. I think Saki Soldier spoiled the party.
Group 1 action on the last day of the Auckland Cup Carnival there at Ellerslie. Good evening, everybody. Welcome along to Trackside's Weigh-In. Paul Shaler is here, and I guess, Twiggy, overall, from a club and industry perspective, it's been a good week, hasn't it? Good evening.
Yeah, it has, DA. Great racing at Ellerslie and a great carnival also. And I guess if there's one glitch on the map, I guess it was the Wingatui saga.
And I'm sure we'll get down to that a little bit later in the program. Butch Castles is away this week, attending Dean Logan's funeral and subbing in. Trackside's Aidan Rodley, of course, playing a big part in the coverage throughout the week. And Aidan, good evening. It was a good week, wasn't it?
Yeah, really enjoyed it, DA. Good evening to you and to you too, Paul. And yeah, I thought the coverage, we did it pretty well, but the racing was fantastic, wasn't it? Just probably down on crowd numbers, which is a bit of a concern. I know the Cricket World Cup's sort of taking a few crowd numbers, but you'd like to see them all turning out for what is really a glamour week at Ellerslie. Yeah, sure was. All right, if you'd like to get in contact with us, you can via social media. We're on facebook.com/weighinshow, at weighinshow on Twitter, and you can email us as well, weighin@nzracingboard.co.nz. Okay, let's address the first of the Group 1s, the Haunui Farm Diamond Stakes for the two-year-olds. And Twiggy, I guess once the barrier draws came out, it looked like it was Dal Cielo's race to win.
Yeah, it was, DA. Look, he was strong in the Cracker Millions, wasn't he? You probably could make a case that he could have won the race. He got a good barrier draw, sad day. Opie put him on the speed, and he was clearly the best horse in the race for mine. The Cracker Million form stacking up really well, isn't it, Aidan?
Yep, but I'm going to sort of obviously declare my my bias right from the start, because it was going to come into play right throughout the day. I managed Opie Boston. I thought it was right. He was absolutely first class. Obviously, he'd been set outside the leader, who at that early stage was an outside. I think a $42 pop. You've got Battle Time, who comes around 3 wide. If it had been another horse a favourite, he would have probably kicked up a little bit. He's about to ease the pace. You saw the graphic TV, $42 pop, $43 pop. Here's your favourite,
yep.
And the pace eased at that point, and because of that, he's just in the right spot to attack.
He summed it up.
And exactly, and the horses behind him, the better back runners, had the job against them. Battle Time's kicked on really well, a brave effort, but in the end, it's just a peach of a ride from an improving horse, because it had missed work leading into it as well.
Yeah, informed jockey, informed stable, good horse.
Absolutely. Any excuses? I thought maybe Gotham, like you said, probably the pace of the race and the pattern of the race didn't really work in his favour, but I thought he was pretty good.
He was,
yeah.
And he's taken wide on the turn too from Marky Mark when he's gone out. But Marky Mark was actually pretty good. He's found the line well at the end.
He just wanted to lay in Gotham too, all the way out the straight, so it'd be interesting to see how he pulls up. Maybe shin saw or something, I'm not sure.
He certainly he got galloped on during the running, and so he's come up with a bit of a scrape and things.
Yeah.
But
I thought the first 4 home were good. Ricanto was outstanding. He struggles around Ellerslie. Marky Mark was very good, and probably struggled to find an excuse for the others. Serena Miss was obviously very disappointing.
Yeah, but once again, that was a pace with those first 3, you know, Dal Cielo, Battle Time, Ricanto were on speed.
Yep.
Made it very hard for those coming behind. Strata Lady was finishing off okay, so, but yeah, the winner's very good, and you know there's improvement because they missed work with an hoof issue, so only got 1 gallop into it.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, Opie Boston was the successful rider. Let's hear from the Beaten Brigade.
Yeah, huge run. You know, it was great. Jumping from the outside gate and kicked on nicely. Thought I was home halfway up the straight, but just got peaked the last little bit. But no, he's prime. He's going to be a nice 3-year-old.
Yeah, and he went really well. Look, I wanted to follow Opie and ended up behind him. He came into the race, had his chance to go past him. I just think at this stage he's probably better left-handed for now.
Yeah, he just all of a sudden he just ran ahead on the bend. To be fair to the horse, he's fought back really well.
So Dal Cielo beats Battle Time and also Per Incanto. The first and third place runners in the race, sired by Per Incanto, a first season sire that stands at LA Stud in the Wairarapa, and proprietor Sam Williams joins us. Good evening and congratulations.
Yeah, evening Dio, thank you very much. Yeah, it was a really exciting day and a big buzz at home.
I was going to say, like, first Group 1 so early, must have blown your mind.
Yeah, it did. Look, yeah, having two runners in the race was just outstanding, and you're always hoping that one of them will get a placing, but to get a winner and a third place getter was just a fantastic result for the day. And you know, spoke to Stephen Marsh's team beforehand, and also the Baker team, and both were pretty confident. So yeah, look, it was pretty edgy back home, I can tell you.
Indeed.
Going forward, Sammy, to the sires, you're going to have three Per Incantos. Nahima will join Dal Cielo and Per Incanto at the sires. That's a big achievement for a first season sire, isn't it?
Yeah, Paul, look, yeah, Bellacourt, Per Incanto and Nahima are all going to the race. So it does give them 3 live chances, which is fantastic, and possibly even Dal Cielo may even head down there as well. But you know, I know there's discussions going on with the manager Bruce Perry and the Baker team, and they'll make the right decision. I'll just stay out of it.
Well,
leave them to do it.
Because that other option is the ATC size Produce Stakes in Sydney. It's a $1 million Australian race, and it would be great for the stallion to get that profile over there.
Yeah, Aidan, it would. And the thing is, with Nahima and Dal Cielo, the Homebush Syndicate and Lib Patania are in the ownership of both horses. They're also major stakeholders in Per Incanto, so it would be fantastic for him to have a runner over there in the $1 million race in Sydney. And what's more, we're over there at the Sydney Easter Sales, so it'd be nice to have a horse in the race.
How much arm twisting with Murray Baker will you have to do to get him there?
I won't have any arm twisting to do on Murray Baker. I'll leave that to Bruce.
Tell us a bit about Per Incanto, Sam. How'd you secure him?
Yeah, David Walsh, who works closely with Angus Gold, Angus is Shadwell's racing manager. He rang Bruce Perry up and said, look, I've got a horse here. I know that we were looking for a stallion at the time, and they said, look, he's a stunning looking horse, a son of Street Cry. We went over there and we looked at a number of horses, but when we saw this horse, I just said to Bruce, I said, look, once everyone was out of sight, we're not going anywhere until we make a deal on this horse. He's a gorgeous horse, he's easy to deal with, and being by Street Cry, you know, it makes a case down here in the Southern Hemisphere, especially now how well the horse is going, the sire Street Cry's going.
Yeah, exactly. With regards to him and CD breeding, how important is it for Central District to have a banner stallion?
Oh, look, it's huge for the CD, not just for Little Avondale, but everyone around us. You know, there's a big buzz, there's a lot of enthusiastic people, excitement out there. You know, some people have got one in the belly, there's weanlings out there, there's yellings out there, and hopefully these people are going to get a return, and you know, that's really created some excitement. But not just the CD, it's more importantly New Zealand. You know, we've got showcasing, Tavistock, Per Incanto, 3 really exciting young sires coming through the ranks. You know, Zabeel and O'Reilly, they've gone now, and they're 2 champion horses that have been here for a number of years. It's really important, and I've just come back from Melbourne last week from the sales over there, and all 3 horses have been talked about. You know, the number of people that came up to me to talk about Per Incanto was just outstanding, and they're taking note of the horse.
It's a lot of hype about them, and they sold very well, didn't they?
Yeah, they did. You know, we Karaka and the Sydney Classic sales. You know, he had a sale topper through the ring over there. He's averaged 92,000 through the ring. But at the end of the day, it's the performance on the track, and yeah, look, his stats are phenomenal at the moment.
Because of those stats, will it change sort of service fees for next season?
Yeah. Yeah, look, yeah, look, it's a fun situation to be in, but it's also an awkward one. You know, the phone's been ringing hot, and we have been given unprecedented numbers coming towards the horse. But look, yeah, the management committee will sit down and we'll work our way through it, and hopefully within the next 10 days we'll announce that service fee.
There wasn't a heap of yearlings offered at Karaka or in Melbourne, because the consensus was that people wanted to actually retain the horses, which is a good sign too.
Yeah, DA, there are. A lot of people are saying they've got stunning types, and I think that's been the key to his success in the sowering. he has got the ability to leave a really good individual. And that's what, you know, it doesn't matter what sort of pedigree you turn up to the likes of the select sale, the festival sale, if they're a great type, they'll sell. And so people are getting these horses and now they're wanting to race them.
They're pretty easy to handle, aren't they? They've got great temperaments too.
Yeah, they are. And, you know, the temperament and the constitution takes them a long way. But, you know, they weren't expensive horses in the first few months when we sold them as weanlings and whatnot. You know, Per Incanto, we sold him for $6,500. You know, people were going, okay, a horse with Italian form, you know, we'll just wait and see.
What did you think of Incanto's run on the weekend? What was your
Oh,
take?
look, I thought it was a very good run considering, you know, he's gone twice that way. Twice he's always on the wrong leg. And when you saw Marky Mark come up beside him, he actually got on the right leg and then shot away again. So, yeah, look, I think he's a very exciting horse. But you talk to the Baker team, the Marsh team, they all say that these horses are going to be better as 3-year-olds.
Yeah, they look that way too. Like Dal Cielo and Incanto, they've got plenty of scope about them. They're both very relaxed horses. Exactly what you want to see as a 2-year-old, and look into their 3-year-old year.
Yeah, exactly. And both horses are still colts. You know, Dal Cielo's a gorgeous looking horse. He really is. So, look, it's exciting, and really looking forward to obviously the 28th at Awapuni and the months ahead. But you know, I've always said it, and I think they're going to be far better 3-year-olds. I really do. They don't look like natural 2-year-olds to me.
What about Nahima? Let's talk about Nahima. You must have been obviously a bit gutted that the inquiry at Matamata wasn't upheld, but nice horse. Yeah,
she's a lovely filly. I think the fact that she backed up from her week debut to get black type and get second in the Group 2 was outstanding. I didn't see your show the following day. I was over at the sales, but I believe it was very entertaining. But yeah, look, yeah, getting that Group 2 placing was really important, and I think she's a filly that's really going to go on. Stephen does have a big rap on this filly.
Okay, yeah, she came back. There was a fair amount of debate, I can tell you, on that show about whether the inquiry should have been upheld, and obviously we had 2 panellists with invested interests. Look, I want to talk about Tie Me Down. We see her go round in the stud colours, and gee, she's a promising mare, stakes winner at the last start. Whereabouts is she at the moment?
Tie Me Down, she'll head to Awapuni on the 28th. There's a listed 1400 metre race there for her. And then Royden wants to, 2 weeks later, head towards the Breeder Stakes at Awapuni. And his main goal is the Tiara Breeder Stakes. But look, it's a 3-race program, but 1 race at a time. She's a big mare. Yeah, it's fantastic that she picked up some black type there in the Breeder Stakes, and she's going to become a very valuable mare in the stud band later on.
Yeah, she's really come through her asiments very quickly, hasn't she?
Yeah, she has, and Royden's done a fantastic job with her. She's a big mare, and you know,
he's placed her well, hasn't he?
Yeah, he has placed her well. She's 5 from 7 now, so yeah, look, she's a lovely mare, and you know, I think she's got more of a brighter future ahead of her next year, further down the track.
She's a pin. She'll just keep getting better with age, won't she?
Yeah, she is, and she's no wee baby. She's a fair lump of a mare. She'd be a good 16, 2.5. Yeah.
And the field she beat at Wairarapa, really good.
Yeah, well, actually, the day she won, that was Kelly's 500th win. The 2 years prior, when Kekova won, it was Lisa's 1000th win. So if we ever have another runner, I'm going to make sure there's a female jockey there that's after a special race.
Yeah, milestone. Beautiful. I thought the track might have tripped her up that day. I thought, because she does tend to feel the hard tracks a wee bit, doesn't she?
No, she actually can race on all grounds. Yeah, she can. She early on, I think was more maturing. She tended to knock herself behind through the hind fetlocks, but she started to grow out of that, and just through corrective shoeing and just getting stronger.
All right, we'll obviously be following her fortunes with a lot of interest over the next couple of weeks, clearly. So we wish you well with her, and obviously let's hope the run of Per Incanto continues. Thanks very much for coming in.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Right, proprietor of LA Stud, Sam Williams, with us here on Weigh In. All right, let's go and get an update of the sires and Oaks markets with Steve Hunt. Steve, good evening.
Evening, Daryl.
All right, let's talk about the sires first of all. Now that Dal Cielo has won the Diamond, where does he fit in the scheme of things?
Right at the top of the market after Saturday's impressive win, Dal Cielo could have got as high as $10 when we first opened. It was as short as $8 Saturday morning, but it's now to a $4.50 price favourite now on option 994 Dal Cielo there, $4.50. You look at this market, the top three, it's got a Karaka million form line about it, with Dal Cielo, Selfie, O'Diane finishing in the top four in that in particular event. And that form has really stacked up, with O'Diane coming out and winning impressively on the middle day of the carnival last week. You see those three there, they do dominate, $4.50, $7.08. Ricanto and Nahima, the two stablemates there at $9. Serena Miss, yeah, I thought it was a touch disappointing on Saturday. I know the speed of the race didn't quite suit it, but was a drifter as short as $7 on opening, now drifted to $10. And Marky Mark there, who also hit the line okay at Ellerslie in the Group 1 at a $10 price. And looking at the Oaks market now, option 987, it's all about Savaria here, DA. Impressive when winning a couple of weeks ago in the Lowland Stakes, or dead heating in the Lowland Stakes. Last time I chatted to you, DA, on Wednesday, it was at a $4 price, Savaria. It's now as short as $3.50 on the back of a $10,000 bet Friday evening on the favourite. So it's now to $3.50 quote for the Group 1 this Saturday. Savoia at $6, Platinum Witness at $7. The question mark is about the trip, but I'm sure we'll get some good support for Platinum Witness on the day. The old Floozy, who won the Sunline Vase during the week at a $7 price. Prior to that was a $12 quote. Now Vavasaur, the question marks remain next to Vavasaur's name, but DA, if money's talking, this horse will take its place this Saturday. There's been very good interest on Vavasaur, even though it disappointed in the New Zealand Derby 2 or 3 weeks ago. I have had enough support for Vavasaur to suggest that it will run this Saturday in the Oaks. And a couple of horses I should mention that have been scratched earlier today, Chanel and Sapphire out of the Oaks. They won't be taking their place. But all the rage, Savaria with that $10,000 bet Friday evening.
Thanks, Steve. Appreciate your time. We'll catch you next week. And obviously, Vavasaur going only fairly in the Derby. Aidan, maybe they are reconsidering a New Zealand Oaks tilt.
I'm sure they are. Opie Boston's been offered the ride, so while he hasn't taken the ride, staying loyal to Murray Baker with Chamois, I'm pretty sure they're going. Peter Williams said that she's come through that race fantastically well. Just obviously we went a little bit too hard in front for mine, but she's high class, and she was out to 12s before I got that phone call. I see she's in at 9s now, so there's obviously money coming.
Yeah, from a punter's perspective, it's hard to take her, isn't it, after the last run? You just
no.
Yeah,
but on a previous
Previous
form,
form,
yes.
yeah, for sure.
she'll run the first 3.
Oh, I'm sure she will. Yeah, she's high class, and she's right up there, especially now with Chanel coming out, because that was another of the key dangers in the race.
Yep.
All right, you're with Weigh In. We're back with more in a moment.